This is Song of Wata, written and narrated by Nakia Shade, a serialized web drama and Masala fiction published by Girl Masala Studios Incorporated. Chapter 1: The Song of Wata begins. Friday afternoons at the Cowrie Public Library belong to Niambe Bar. Niambe is dropped off by her driver in front of the Cowrie Public Library. Its Gregorian revival facade is stately yet inviting. 3 grand arched entryways punctuate the front, each crowned by keystones and trimmed with dark metal. Wide stone steps lead up to heavy bronze doors, often smudged by the passing of countless hands, students, griots, and wanderers. Inside, the air is a blend of old paper, polished wood, and something quieter, reverence. The main lobby opens into a vast, open space illuminated by a central skylight, pouring diffused light onto checkerboard marbled floors. A sweeping staircase of cast iron and oak curves upward, its balustrade etched with floral patterns and worn from generations of readers' hands. Niambe floats across the lobby of the building she owns, past the children's section and to the lush conservatory. She sets up her sun-born marionette stage and lays out the handcrafted marionettes. The foster children arrive after school, sharing stories and making crafts they can never keep. Every summer, the conservatory blooms with a kaleidoscope of hope and purpose. With Ronnie, her green vine snake, coiled loosely around Nyambe's wrist, and the marionettes untangled and staged, Niambe and Ronnie are ready to perform beneath the shade of the creamy, citrus-smelling purple jacarandas trees. The foster children gather on their mats, quiet but eager, eyes wide. Here, she isn't Niambe Bar, eldest founding daughter of Cowrie, burdened by legacy. Here, she is Miss Griot, the living library, teller of tales, keeper of memory. Niambe remembers what the adults forget, and helps the children do the same. This tale is not like the others. 2 sisters, a magical adventure, and happily ever after. This tale is true. It's hers, the story of the founding family of Cowrie Cascadia. Niambe rounds the corner of the marionette stage and ducks beneath the painted fabric. A moment of stillness. Niambe rings a bell. The curtains rise. Music crackles from the old cassette player. Cardboard pelicans flap their wings. Paper mountains shift. The green vine snake Ronnie ripples the blue satin with her slim tail. Toy boat bobs on the waves. Let me tell you a story. Our story. The kind they can't write down in Cascadia. The kind the mountain winds carry through the wetlands, out on the pelican's wings to the fishermen on the Pacific City coast. You ever hear about Mami Wata? Tricksters, temptresses, calling folks to their doom. A few kids shake their heads. One boy whispers, no. A marionette rises, moved by Niambe's unseen hands. Queen Eno, the Mami Wata, swims forward. Twin fishtails shimmer beneath her cloth body. Cowrie shells are braided into her thick yarn hair. A tourmaline snake coils proudly across her chest. A stitched smile curves beneath unblinking, slitted pupil eyes. In her outstretched wooden hands, a small, glinting mirror. Human and Mami Wata marionettes rise on the stage, animated by Ronnie, who bobs the wooden rod back and forth. And then Niambe sings. They say the Mami Wata from Guada sang to the sea, teaching fishermen waves sweet melody. Their voices brought harvest, the ocean would swell, and Cascadia flourished, its people as well. They bartered with potions, with herbs for the skin, with oils and elixirs that healed from within. Their tears turned to jewels, pearls, diamonds, and more, shared freely with those who lived by the shore. From song came abundance, from trade came release, and because of their kinship, Cascadia found peace. Niambe blows a horn, a whale marionette made of dark wood with leather, cowrie shells, and bone, lumbers onto the stage, shifting slowly, chewing on seaweed. When the fisherman met Yamaya, he swore to Allah she was the Pacific Ocean itself, untamed, wise, beautiful, and dangerous all at once. Now, he ain't always been the father of fish, the old whale you see. He was a man once, a fisherman by birth. Foolish and chasing the waves, he caught more than his hands could hold. But the sea had plans of her own. A hush falls over the children, their eyes wide with anticipation. Two pirate marionettes, one big and tall with a red beard, the other small with blonde hair and a limp, sailed in from foreign lands on a cardboard pirate ship. The fearsome Barbarossa brothers, afraid that progress would forget them, struck the first veins of black gold and nickel in Cascadia. That strike crowned them kings of the coast and cursed the lands beneath their feet. Blue seas flooded with black oil. The Pacific rebelled, marring the face of Cascadia forever. A tin drum cracks as human marionettes, dragging woven nickel nets and shouldering rifles, storm into the sea, where Mami Wata marionettes, armed with serpents and sea-forged weapons, surge forward to strike. Cascadia went to war with Wata. Mami Wata versus humans, tradespeople versus pirates, from friendly neighbors at weekend meets to cold-blooded enemies shot in the streets. A tin drum booms. The stage washes over with a blue fabric. A pause. Stillness. Silence. Ronnie taps the marimba, its notes rising with the wind, carried like prayers through the conservatory. Yamaya is known as a curse for making Cascadia's beaches rainy and cold. Others call Yamaya a savior for bringing fish back aplenty to their rivers and lakes. That's her now. Kids, do you hear her laughter gliding in the breeze? The children glance at the Pacific out the windows, eyes full of awe. But Sela and I, we call her Mother. The fisherman married Yamaya. Together, they laid the foundation for the city of Kauri, a city of hope. Niambe's smile shrinks. She jerks the marionette string to shake herself out of her childhood nostalgia. Yamaya bore him two daughters, Niambe, a griot, keeper of stories and hearts, and Sela, a pirate born to fight the seas as her father did. The founding daughters, Kauri, born of mud and sea salt. Niambe offers the Yamaya marionette's hand to the children in the front row. A marionette twirls across the stage, wild red hair threaded with roses, her snake-like blue eyes and warm smile. She wears a flowing green caftan, arms outstretched toward Yamaya. A second marionette rides on a chunky lavender snake. She has wavy blue hair crowned with white roses, slitted blue eyes, and a shimmering purple caftan. She joins the embrace. Then the fisherman marionette lumbers forward, orange fishing gear fitted on his muscular frame, rainbow fish scales tangled in his beard. Gathers Yamaya and the sisters into his arms, anchored by fatherly love. Niambe bangs her palm on the Zulu drum. The stage fades to gray. Ronnie tilts the rainmaker, and it cries. The sisters, wearing long white veils, fall to their knees at their mother's grave. A vigil with thousands of denizens surrounds them. Yamaya vanished at sea on her return home. Her family and the denizens of Kari mourned for 24 weeks. The fisherman places blue roses on her grave. Then he faints. His daughters rush to his side. The fisherman, grief-stricken and afraid of the future his daughters would face alone, asked his eldest sister Delphine for help. With her arrival came her 2 daughters, and revenge. The crocodile Aunt Marionette looms, rough contours of green scales from beneath a red caftan, a moonstone walking stick shaped like a white serpent in hand. The 2 cousin marionettes spring out beside her, their caftans intricate and wide, big hair, cat-like grins flashing. With a tight hug, the aunt steers the fisherman into the hospital bed. The cousins chase the sisters across the stage into the founding family's manor. The aunt broke her brother's will. Trapped, as their home transforms into a rigid, gilded cage, the sisters race for their father's hospital room. The aunt blocks their way, sneering as she burns their drawings, smashes domino sets, and lurks by the fisherman's side with a scowl. The fisherman, once strong, wise, and smiling, is thinner now. His body healing, but his eyes still search the door for his daughters. He smiles through tears. Niambe sings day and night in a smoky theater in Kauri, her voice a lifeline for the fishermen and denizens of Kauri. Every dollar she earns lands on silver plates, feeding her aunt and cousins. Sela is shipped to a Muslim private academy, forgotten. Cold and soulless, the fisherman waits in his hospital room. The scene fades to black. 2 paper fish, one red, one blue, swim in the velvet darkness. The Mami Wata had no rights, and the city of hope became the city of fear, and the family was torn apart. A jagged pain constricts Niambe's stomach. She winches, then glances up behind the tent at the library's grand clock. She crawls out from beneath the stage and stands with a forced smile. That's all for today. May Parveen be your guiding star. The crowd of children, on the edge of their mats with hands in their mouths, are speechless. Again, Miss Griot, one shouts. Again. Tell us more. The front row spring to their feet, clapping and singing with glee. Their faces bright with joy and wonder. Hands sticky from chocolate tarts with silver leaf that Niambe purchased from a bakery. Niambe maintains her smile, breaking down the cloth stage into a bag and then her marionettes into their box one by one. Ronnie swallows the cassette whole, and with her tail puts the instruments in a cart. A girl approaches Niambe as she closes the box of magic and wonder. What about the sisters, Niambe and Sela? The girls? Born of sea salt and mud? They were a prophecy. A curse? Maybe both. Maybe neither. Niambe's hands shake as she struggles to open the small cloth sack. She pours a handful of cowrie shells into Ronnie's tail, shaped into a tight plate. Together, they hand a cowrie shell to each child, each amazed at the large, intricate shell. My Baba says that love's a stubborn thing, Niambe remembers, always dragging us towards a better day. That is where the Song of Wata begins. The grand clock rings. The double doors groan open. A tap strikes the concrete floor. The children snap onto their mats. Niambe and Ronnie freeze. Presiding in the doorway, between Magnolia Shade and golden sunlight, Ambassador Delphine waits. Her red caftan a splash of warning, her moonstone serpent cane with blue eyes tapping in time with the library's grand clock tower. "What is going on here?" Ambassador Delphine commands, voice like honey mixed with metal filings. A bouncy child plays with a cowrie shell braided into her hair. Delphine strides to the girl, and instead of using a hand, she offers the pointed ferrule of her cane. "Drop it." Shaking, the child drops the cowrie shell on the desk. Delphine stabs it and tosses it in the trash. She turns, glaring at the children. "This slander of the founding family, is this why you were sent here?" "No, man. No. Let's remember the truth. Recite after me." Ambassador Delphine and the children touch their ears, then place a hand on their hearts, a gesture of gratitude they call it. Up their clang, a lured, foolish fisherman with voices so sweet, each note a deception, each echo a wrong, drowned Cascadia's hope in a siren song. They bartered in potions and rumors of cure, yet progress and reason endure. Their tears were sea glass, their jewels were lies, a masquerade meant to confuse and disguise. From silence rose order, from rule came decrease. Ambassador Delphine restored Cascadia's peace. Now, who do we think for peace? Ambassador Delphine prompted, and the children obeyed. Ambassador Delphine Bar, for truth, for progress, for Cascadia's star. The children stand neatly in line as Ambassador Delphine gestures to the head librarian. "Administer command bricks to these useless orphans." The librarians march in, armed with bulky command bricks. They assign each child a numbered device and a thick brochure. The children open the display cover, and a program loads, prompting them to scan their handprints on the screen. They secure bulky headphones on their heads, and the command brick program boots up where they left off yesterday. The brochure title stands out in bold letters: "Your future in the city of Cowrie, your life of servitude and acquiescence." The room muffles in silence, punctuated by mechanical clicks and clacks of keyboards, and every emotion swimming in Niambe's hungry stomach rises with anxiety. Friday afternoons at the Cowrie Public Library belong to Delphine Bar. The snapping and shattering of glass prompts Niambe to look behind her. "Wait, please," Niambe shrieks. "Not the suncatchers." Niambe shrivels as the custodian rips the children's curio from the windows. Hope and joy shatter like glass, each snap echoing into the trash. The conservatory and children, once flowing with joy, are dressed in conformity. All twist, all turned, the lies made smooth, so youth forget what once was truth. The children notice Nyambe's knees locked in place, her fingers curled around the marionette box, and her tears of pearls rolling down her green caftan. When the head librarian rips the marionette box from Nyambe's hand and it hits the trash bin with a hollow clatter, Nyambe doesn't react. The marionette of Yamaya laid sideways in the trash, her slitted blue eyes staring skyward, unblinking beneath the jacaranda's wilted shade. The sea remembers every kindness and every betrayal. "Your curtains fallen," Delphine smiles and taps her white serpent cane. "Time for you and Sela to go home." Tap, tap, tap. A consequence. Ambassador Delphine's bodyguard looms over Niambe and holds out 2 sets of nickel cuffs. She shifts her bangles. The dark bruises ache where the nickel already bit into her skin, wrists and ankles blooming with heat. Nickel is the deadliest allergy of Mami Wata, but it won't kill her. Since childhood, her father helped her and Sela build tolerance. A coin slipped beneath a pillow, a pair of nickel stud earrings, a lotion with bits of nickel filaments, and a chain worn for 5 minutes each morning. One day, you girls will have to wear what's meant to harm you and still smile. Yamaya hadn't had that chance. On the day of Niambe's Akika, the 7th day of her life, a famous jeweler gifted Yamaya a set of matching earrings and a necklace. No one knew it was nickel. By sundown, the burns had bloomed on both mother and daughter. Angry welts curled like waves along their ears, their throats, their wrists. Nyambe's scars never fade. Her mother's reaction was nearly fatal. Nyambe ships her wrist, searching for even a sliver of relief from the pressure. She didn't see the reason for such an extreme measure. She had no plans to jeopardize her or Sela's safety. She pinches her lips, then slouches. She drops her head. Rose petals fall and scatter from her hair as she's led away. "Where are you going, Miss Griot?" Leo peeks his head from his command brick. Nyambe turns just once, and her smile doesn't quite reach her gleaming blue half-serpent eyes. To sing the Song of Wata for the adults, Songbird. "Will you tell us how this tale ends?" "Yes, inshallah." She'll tell it again, but she's doubtful she could ever have a happily ever after. With fists clenched and lips trembling, Nyambe steps forward, not ready to perform the most important act of her life. As she's escorted to the doors of the conservatory and into the Cowrie Public Library current auction house.